Hey everyone, it's Jennifer. I'm always looking for new ways to use background stamps, and today's technique is perfect for that. I call this technique pop-up stamping. Basically, you stamp a large background stamp, and then you pop up certain parts of that image, and here I actually change the color of these parts too. This is a fun technique, works great with any type of background stamp, and it works great with die cuts or punches. Today I use some dies, and I use a background stamp from Hero Arts. So I first went ahead and gathered some colors that I wanted to use for these cards. These are actually all colors from Simon Says Stamp. If you head over to my blog, I'm doing a giveaway of an assortment pack of these colors of cardstock and also the complete 14 set collection of the matching inks. So I'm using the blue violet color, the green apple, green leaf, island blue, sea glass, and khaki. I really love that they have cardstocks that are really high quality and heavy weight and have inks that match, so you can get a great tone-on-tone look, which I'll be using in these cards. So this is the stamp I'm using. It's from Hero Arts. It says hello repeatedly. They also have the same version for thank you and birthday. And I'm going to stamp this onto all the cardstocks with their matching inks, so you get this great tone-on-tone look. Now many people ask how I clean my stamps. I usually use baby wipes, but if I need to get a stamp good and clean, this is what I use. I use the scrubber pad from Hero Arts. Now if you open it up, there's two sides to the scrubber pad. On one side I spray the Ultra Clean Cleaner from Hero Arts. This is by far the best stamp cleaner. It works with all types of stamps and all types of inks. And I scrub it on the side with the cleaner, and then I clean it off on the side without the cleaner. And this will get your stamps good and clean. So people have asked that, and I thought it was good to clean this before I stamped the other ink colors, since that was a dark ink that I just used. I went ahead and stamped that same image with the matching ink to all of these different pieces of cardstock that I showed you before. I love this tone-on-tone look. You could do a lot of simple cards with these, but I'm going to step it up here and do some pop-up stamping. So let's take a closer look at the card here. You'll see that all these images are popped up, but the stamped image is continuous along all of the pieces. So this is how we do that. I have this hello die. This is from Simon Says Stamp. I love this intricate hello die. I'm going to take this and put this in the center, and then I have a bunch of heart die cuts, or dies. These are all from a set from Lawn Fawn. I would have to say this set of hearts is by far my most used die set. Now I'm going to arrange these little hearts onto the stamped image where I want them to be. So I've got them all positioned with the die cut edge face down. Now I want to hold these in place so that I can cut a bunch of cards at once. So I'm taking this sticky tape and I'm just tearing off a big piece. It's 2 inches wide. And I'm going to take this and I'm going to put it right across all of these dies so that they stay in position. Now, if you don't have sticky tape like this, you could use pieces of washi, or you could just take some scrap paper and temporarily adhere all those little dies onto it. So now I'm going to take this and run this through my die cut machine, and you'll see that it cuts right through all of them at once. Now, the first time you take this off, this sticky tape will be a little sticky, so just be careful when you pull it off that you don't tear your cardstock, but you shouldn't have to worry about it too much. So now I'm going to pop it out, take all the little pieces out, and I have all my dies still stuck in the same position on my tape. This just saves me time so I don't have to arrange all those dies each time I cut the different pieces of paper. So now that I have them all still stuck together, I'm going to position this onto one of my other pieces of stamped paper here, and I'm going to run it through the die cut machine. Now I'm going to go ahead and die cut from several of the other pieces that we did before, all the bright colored pieces. And now I can take those pieces and arrange them on the 2 light colored stamp pieces. So you'll see that I'm taking my little die cuts and lining them up so that the stamping is continuous over the die cuts and on the background. Now here all I'm doing is planning which colors are going to go where. You can fiddle with this a little bit, but you're going to end up with a lot of different pieces here, so you could actually make more than 2 cards, but that's all I had time for. So once I have them all planned out, I want to glue them on here, but I wanted to pop them up. Now there are a few ways you can do this. What I decided to do was die cut the same shape, like here, the large heart. I die cut it 4 times from the craft cardstock that you see that I used on the background here. So I'm going to glue all 4 of the hearts on top of each other, and then on top of that I'll glue that blue stamped piece. This just raises the heart up, gives it some dimension. If you wanted to, you could just use some dimensional foam behind it, but I wanted to be able to do this just to give it a nice continuous look. So again, I've just die cut 4 of the craft colored hearts, glued them all together, and then I put my blue one on top, and this gives it some nice dimension and pops it up. You could even just glue this straight flat onto the card without any dimension. It would still look cool to have those pops of color. So now I'm going to put glue on the back of this dimensional heart that we've created, and I'm going to glue it down onto my stamped background. And watch, I'm being very careful to line up the pattern so it's a continuous stamp pattern over that blue heart in the background. So now I'm going to continue this with all the other shapes here. Again, you could just glue the shapes flat onto the card. You won't have the dimension, but you'll still have the pops of color. Now for the hello die cut, this is more intricate, so I have to be a little more careful with this. I'm just going to use a glue pen here and glue 4 of the hello die cuts in the craft color together, and then I'll glue the purple one on top of that to put that onto the card. Now with the hearts, you could use some dimensional adhesive and get the dimension that way. But with this little die cut like this, it's much better to just layer some die cuts up to get the dimension, because it's hard to tuck a little piece of dimensional tape behind this little detailed die cut. So now I'm putting the purple right on top of it, and there we have the dimensional hello die cut to put in the center of our stamped background. To be sure that this dimensional piece stays put, when I put this through the mail, I put it on with glossy accents, which is super strong. So there you can see all that fun dimension, and you have a continuous stamped image over all of the pieces. So now I went ahead and did this for the blue card also. It's the exact same process. And I decided to make these into smaller cards, not the typical 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card, but instead I'm using a 4-bar note card size. A 4-bar note card is a little bit smaller. It's 3 1/2 by 4 7/8. And I love this size because it's something just a little bit smaller to work on, and it works great for images like this that aren't as big. And also it's just a fun different size to send. So I've taken my note cards and I'm actually going to trim them a little bit short just so it works better with the piece that I've created here. But I'll still use the 4-bar envelopes. Now these 4-bar envelopes, for a while it was kind of hard to find these. I don't know, it just seemed like stamp stores didn't sell them. But I found out that Lawn Fawn will be selling them soon. Now I have the white envelopes that I have here are old ones that I had from an old collection. But Lawn Fawn's note cards, you can see here these gray polka dot note cards, which are cute, they have them in different colors, are the 4-bar note card size, and they will be having the white 4-bar envelopes, which I just think are fun. It's just a fun and different size to do. I always make 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, so it's fun to do something different. I plan to make a few more of these note cards, and I'm going to give this as a gift set. So I decided to make a box to hold the note cards. So this box is a little bit smaller than most boxes because it holds the 4-bar size, and I'm going to show you in a video in a few days how to create this card box. It's really easy to do and quite fun. So be sure to check back to see that. If you're interested in any of the products, they're linked below in my YouTube description, or you can head over to my blog at jennifermcguireinc.com for much more. Thanks so much for stopping by.